This is the Reds POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Cincinnati Reds. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good afternoon, Reds fans, and welcome to another edition of the Reds POSTCAST, brought to you by the Locked On Podcast Network and Locked On Reds. I'm Tim Daniel. I've been podcasting about the Reds for 5 years at publications such as Late Night Reds and The Riverfront, and I want to thank you for spending some time with me today as we discuss, unfortunately, the Reds not being able to pull off the series and season sweep of the Cleveland Guardians, taking an 11-2 loss this afternoon at Progressive Field. Today's episode is by our friends over at Game Time. Log in, you create your Game Time account and get $20 off your first purchase. Terms do apply. On today's show, Nick Lodolo, whoa, where was that today and what happened? We're going to discuss that. Elly Cruz and TJ Friedl had some highlight moments. We'll discuss that as well. And let's be honest, I understand it was a left-handed pitcher on the hill, but once they saw that Connor Joe and Garrett Hamps were in the lineup, you probably went ahead and said this wasn't going to be the Reds' day. We're going to discuss them and their ability in the lineup as well. And if you are here live with me, I'm going to hear from you and see what you all have to say. I'm excited. Excited is not really the right word here, guys. This was a rough one, but it could have been worse. I don't know. The day's kind of still going in the Reds' favor. Let's talk about that and more.
This is what you'll be talking about.
The Jekyll and Hyde of Nick Lodolo continues. Today, Nick Lodolo was just flat out not good. 3 1/3, 6 earned runs, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts, and of course, giving up a grand slam to Carlos Santana that made it 5-0 was probably it for him. Now, he's had a lot of games this year where he has looked very good. He's had a few of these stinkers too, more than probably the rest of the rotation probably has, besides the Chase Petty games, of course. And I'm trying to figure out the best way to attack this because big picture, obviously you wanted to win all 6 games against the Guardians. You wanted to get your second straight sweep, not just against the Guardians, but on the season because you just had that Arizona series this past weekend. Probably could have afforded to lose this game. If everything stands the way it is right now within the division, Milwaukee's losing, St. Louis is losing, and I think the Cubs lost. Yeah, and the Cubs lost. So probably didn't hurt you too much in the standings, as much as you want to get as many wins as you possibly can, where you're trying to gain ground. And you've played really good baseball of late. Bummer of a loss. But big picture, maybe doesn't hurt you as bad as it should have. My issue is not the loss today. My issue is this inconsistency and this frustration of Nick Lodolo. I mean, throwing so many pitches and I think before he even got to the Santana Grand Slam, he's already at 58, 59 pitches. To put in context, Andrew Abbott, I think, was at 80 when he got into the 7th inning yesterday. And, obviously it's a guy that we've been wanting to see a little bit more of. It's a guy who on my previous employment, flat out came on shows and said, I think Nick Lodolo is going to take the step that Hunter Green did last year. He has not. Andrew Abbott has taken that step, but Nick Lodolo has not. And this is the guy that we were kind of all told about, right? This was the guy who was he's going to be better than Hunter Green. He was in college for 4 years and he did all these great things at TCU. So when he gets ready for the major leagues, he's going to be unbelievable. And he's had moments where you did think he was the best pitcher in the Reds system at times, but you haven't seen that this year. And, it's hard to get super mad because he's had some really good games of late. But today was just a stinker. And stinkers happen, especially to starting pitchers. But against a Guardians lineup that isn't, exactly murderer's row is where I'm kind of perplexed. So Lane Thomas has really struggled all year. Gets 3 hits off him today. 3 hits in the game, I should say. And all 3 weren't off of Lodolo because he had that homer later in the game as well. Jose Ramirez is Jose Ramirez. You know what he's going to do. Carlos Santana obviously has the grand slam. But the way he got beat was just throwing way too many pitches and just getting himself in a lot of jams. And you know what kind of day Nick Lodolo is going to have when the jams are kind of piling up like that. And it's something the Reds have to get figured out, something he has to get figured out, because right now they're down their ace. And Andrew Abbott's been terrific, but they talked about in the broadcast today, you see a lot of times when guys have these complete games, their next outing, their arm's still a little tired. So you got to be worrisome. And then obviously, in a day like today, the bullpen that's been really solid of late doesn't give you a whole lot. Lyon Richardson throws an inning in 2/3 and struggles. Joe Lasorsa, who, his innings, whatever, but 4 runs in an inning. And Scott Barlow and Gian Jabot did their thing that they've been doing of late as well. But just a bad day. I don't know. I know that normally if we come on here and we're talking about an 11-2 game, I'm irritated. I'm frustrated with them, but I just have a hard time being pissed off about this game. I think that I would have liked to see Nick Lodolo be much better. He wasn't. And we move on, and they have another chance to go at it. And now they're on the road for the series against the Tigers, and they have a day off tomorrow. So we'll see how things play out. But hopefully Austin Hayes is back by then. And hopefully we're talking about a better series because we got really lucky in this Detroit series that they're avoiding Casey Mize and Tarek Skubal. So turn the page on this one. Move on. Bummer of a day. It wasn't Lodolo's day. Guardians finally got their first win, their only win of the year against the Reds. And we all move forward. But we did see some nice homers today from Elly de la Cruz and TJ Friedl. We're going to talk about that as well here right after this. Get the supplies you need from the site made for the skilled trades, Supply House. Whether you're in plumbing, HVAC, or electrical work, Supply House is the reliable way to order products online. Their easy-to-use website is packed with helpful resources and the latest product info to help you get the job done right. Plus, with a complete inventory of over 200,000 parts from over 400 plus top brands. You heard me right, 400 plus. You'll find exactly what you need delivered fast from coast to coast. Do you need help with an order? Supply House offers expert support and industry-leading service, so you'll always talk to a real person. And for trade pros looking for an extra edge, their free Trade Master program offers exclusive perks like a dedicated phone line, free shipping, and discounts on every order. Thousands of skilled professionals are already taking advantage. Now it's your turn. Join the Trade Master program today at supplyhouse.com/TM and start ordering plumbing, HVAC, and electrical supplies with just a few clicks. Plus, use promo code SH5 for 5% off your first order. That's supplyhouse.com. Ever chink your bank account and wonder, where did all my money go? Between dining out, online shopping, and entertainment, it's easy to lose track. That's where Monarch Money comes in, your personal CFO, giving you full visibility and control over your finances. Monarch Money isn't just a budgeting app, it's a complete financial command center. You can track all your accounts, investments, and spending in one place, so you stop managing your money and start building wealth. My wife loves Monarch Money for the sake that we can put both our accounts up there. She can see, Tim, I saw you bought another baseball cap from Fanatics. Did you need this one? And of course I say, yes, honey, I did. But she can see on Monarch Money that I've been saving up for it, and I've been doing right and making sure we're okay. So take control of your finances with Monarch Money. Use code LOCKEDONMLB at monarchmoney.com for 50% off your first year. That's monarchmoney.com, code LOCKEDONMLB for 50% off your first year. Want to shout out our everydayers here who hang out with me on the Reds Postcast. Thank you so much for spending some time with me on your Wednesday afternoon. If you are just checking me out for the first time, please be sure to hit that subscription button here on YouTube and also that notification button so you can not only get myself after every single Reds game, but you can get Jeff and Steve Monday through Friday on Locked On Reds. You can also, if you're not able to watch us on YouTube, take us with you in your podcast app of choice. We are on all of them. If you're not on one, let Jeff know, and he'll find a way to get us there as well. But not our day, like we said. But here's when the game really fell apart for the Reds.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Carlos Santana's grand slam off of Nick Lodolo in the third inning really was the one that put this game away, made it 5-0, and the Guardians never looked back. And the Reds just weren't able to kind of get back into the game, but we digress. Flat Rock says it right here. I don't want streaks. I want 2 out of 3s and 3 out of 4s or even 2 out of 4s. This is the recipe for sustained success. I like the take. I appreciate it, Flat Rock. Thanks for hanging out with me today. It's good to see you. Wasn't all bad today. Wasn't great. 11-2, obviously, but your two guys right now who are making really good cases for being all-stars in the National League this year had moments. Elly Cruz, right-handed hitting, 441 feet into the left field bleachers to Progressive Field. Love to see it. TJ Friedl continuing his all-star bid as well. Had a solo shot later in the game as well. They were the Reds' two lone runs. Words are hard for me today, apparently. But it's nice to see. When everything seems like it's going bad on the field, those two guys are at least putting together moments that make you believe in the team. And what you're seeing from both these guys of late has been terrific. I mean, Elly Cruz, his last 15 games, 300 batting average, 417 on base, 640 slugging with 4 homers, 10 walks, and 13 runs scored. That's the guy that we thought we were going to be getting for this point, right? That's who he is. And TJ Friedl in that same time frame has been probably the Reds' best player. 327, 439, 582 slugging, 10 walks to 10 strikeouts, and 6 home runs in this last 15. Yeah, you're going to take that all the time. What's up, Tom? How are you? Good to see you. Tom says, no magic today. Tomorrow needs to be better. Well, technically, tomorrow will be better because they're not playing. But Friday, yes, we'll take it. CES seems to be getting some bad habits chasing pitches. Let's reset. Detroit's going to be a tough, good test. I'm excited for this Tigers series. I really am. I think it's going to be really a lot of fun to see how close our Red Legs are, because Andrew Abbott said yesterday they felt like they were playing their best baseball of the season. So excited to see how that plays out. But from those two guys, right now you can just about count on them to give you something every game. Even if they have an 0 for day, they're going to make some defensive play, or they're going to draw a walk, and they're going to find a way to do whatever they can to get across the bases and get a good score. I think that's all you can ask from those guys right now, and just kind of waiting for the other guys to pick up. Tom says right here, CES last couple days hasn't been himself from what we saw when he came back from the IL, chasing a lot of low and away breaking balls. He saw that in these 2 games. He'll figure it out. Spencer Steer struggled today, obviously going 0 for 4. Didn't mean the team in general, but we did get to Matt McLain on base twice today. And if Matt McLain can continue to get on base twice a game, that changes a whole lot of things for the Red Legs. Then you can get back to that Friedl, McLain, Elly thing if that's going to work out for you. Jose Trevino had a bad game. That's rare. 0 for 4 with a strikeout, but still think he's been pretty incredible, obviously. Can't really take away from him there either. So those are the good things about this Reds team, that even on the worst days, you can still count on a couple guys to come out there and do their best. So I still am pretty happy with where the Reds are right now, obviously. And like I said, bummer today, but the day's still going in their favor standings-wise, because even though they lost this one, everyone ahead of them is either lost or facing a pretty decent deficit. Top of the 9th, the Braves are up 6-2 on the Brewers. Top of the 7th, the Blue Jays are up 5-2 on the Cardinals with 2 runners on and no out. The Cubs have already lost today as well. The Pirates won, but, no one cares about them. They're not really even a baseball team, are they? So I think we kind of all saw the lineup today and went, all right, it probably wasn't their day. But at least before we get to those two, let's at least talk about our Locked On Player of the Game.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Hey, Elly Cruz was awesome today, even though the Reds weren't. 2 for 4, solo shot early in the game. It had a really nice hit up the middle in the 9th. Take that every day of the week. Elly Cruz getting on base twice. So his OPS is now up to 802. Second on the team, of course, behind TJ Friedl, who, did any of us have him penciled in for an 823 OPS? Man, what a year TJ Friedl's been having. And on the other side of things, the Reds went with Garrett Hampson and Connor Joe to play the corner outfield spots today. Disappointing, to say the least. And before we get too deep into it, you can come on here and you can say, look, man, they're down Austin Hayes still. They're down Novi Marte. What choices did they have? I agree. But these positions have to get better. If you throw these 2 guys out there in the corner outfields, and I know they just won Friday, and these 2 guys played one of the Arizona games. Maybe it wasn't Friday. But this can't be the guys that are kind of going out there and when you're giving your guys a day off. And I understand platoons. I respect it. But combined from them today, you got 0 for 7 with 2 strikeouts. Will Benson and Jay Fraley could have done that. And Gavin Lux could have done that. And I get it. Like I said, you bat righties against lefties. I totally understand it. I totally respect it. But this is where those positions got to get better. And I'm sure they will when guys are coming back. I mean, when Marte's back, it sounds like they said he could potentially start a rehab assignment at the end of the month. When Austin Hayes is back, which apparently they pushed him back to be back for this series. Hopefully he's back for the Tigers series. And we can start to see the lineup look whole. I'm fine with Connor Joe and Carey Hampson being on the team if they're not getting a ton of ABs. But too many last guys on the rosters got at bats for the Reds today. Santiago Espinal did get a hit today, so I guess I can't really count him in that category. But bummer of a game. We all move on. We turn the page. We enjoy our day off tomorrow, and we get ready for a matchup against the best team in baseball right now, the Detroit Tigers. As the Cincinnati Reds are unfortunately not able to complete a series and season sweep over the Cleveland Guardians today with an 11-2 loss. The Guardians have 11 runs on 13 hits, 1 error. The Cincinnati Reds 2 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Your winning pitcher today is Logan Allen. He's now 4-4 with a 4.28. Nick Lodolo is your losing pitcher. He is 4-5 with a 3.76. The Redlegs are back at it on Friday as they head to Comerica Park to face the almighty Detroit Tigers. Nick Martinez will take the hill for the Reds. It's the only night game in this set as they'll be playing the 2 afternoon games over the weekend on Saturday and Sunday. First pitch is at 7:10. I'll see you all Friday night. Looking forward to a fun series against a good Tigers team. I'm Tim Daniel. Everyone have a great evening. I will see you all then.